This newscast is brought to you by Qberg, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ plus news and community information. To learn more about Qberg, check out their website at qburgh.com. Qberg.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has temporarily halted investigations into the complaints of workers who say they were targeted based on their gender identity or sexual orientation. Three current and former EEOC staffers tell Mother Jones. EEOC managers communicated this instruction to senior employees in recent days, according to the sources, who asked to remain anonymous to avoid retaliation. Industry publication HR Dive reported the pause in claim processing last week. Mother Jones can confirm the moratorium prevents staff from making telephone calls, conducting research, or otherwise investigating both new and existing claims. There is what they are calling a pause on investigations on both transgender rights and sexual orientation charges, an EEOC employee says. Neither the White House nor the EEOC communications team responded to requests for comment about the stoppage. But the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission sources say the pause is in response to President Donald Trump's executive order on gender ideology extremism. That executive order calls for every agency and all federal employees to enforce laws governing sex-based rights, protections, opportunities, and accommodations to protect men and women as biologically distinct sexes. It does not explicitly instruct agencies to end protections based on sexual orientation, but current and former staffers say the commission lacks clarity on Trump's guidance and fears crossing him. Experts find the standstill concerning, especially considering how the Supreme Court previously ruled on Bostock v. Clayton County, a 2020 case related to workplace discrimination based on a person's LGBTQ plus status. The majority of Equal Employment Opportunity Commission cases cite Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which stipulates employers cannot discriminate against a person's race, religion, sex, or national origin. In Bostock, the Supreme Court held in a 6-3 opinion authored by Trump appointee Neil Gorsuch that the term sex in Title VII protected LGBTQ plus employees from being fired as a result of their sexual orientation or whether they are trans. When an EEOC employee looked at the back end of the system this week, the status of all Title VII cases involving sexual orientation or gender identity, otherwise known as SOGI, had a new tag. SOGI paused. In other news, just hours after President Donald Trump signed an executive order calling for transgender athletes to be banned from school sports, officials at the Department of Education launched investigations into 2 schools and an athletic association where violations of Title IX have been reported. Last week, the DOE reversed a Biden-era rule interpreting Title IX discrimination protections to include transgender school athletes. The notice referred to Trump's executive order directing federal agencies to recognize only 2 immutable sexes, male and female. The alleged violations being investigated by DOE's Office of Civil Rights are at schools where participation of trans athletes plunged their athletic programs into chaos after some teammates objected and right-wing media took up their cause. President Trump's executive order keeping men out of women's sports is a promise to women and girls. This administration will not tolerate the mistreatment of female athletes, the department said in a statement first released to Fox News. The probe targets San Jose University, the University of Pennsylvania, and the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association for separate incidents involving trans athletes competing on women's or girls' sports team under Biden-era rules. Following Trump's pledge in the 2024 presidential campaign to gut the Department of Education and leave it with just a secretary for the secretary, the administration has floated off-the-record plans to shut it down ever since Trump took office. They claim that move awaits Education Secretary nominee Linda McMahon's confirmation by the Senate, which has yet to be scheduled. Instead, the administration has used the time to weaponize the department in pursuit of Trump's anti-trans agenda. Last week, Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights launched a probe of Denver public schools for converting a girls' restroom in the district to one accommodating all genders, also citing Title IX, the same tool used by the Biden administration to pursue LGBTQ plus inclusivity. Folks, the news will likely get worse as the days proceed. Take time to breathe. And while you're doing that, download the Live 365 app to take Pep Radio with you wherever you go. If you are watching us on YouTube, be sure to click the little button to subscribe to our channel. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on Pep Radio.